tearing out pieces of me to replace the broken pieces of you. Tearing out, tearing out.
Hello, healthy family, and welcome to today's Spiritual Soul Day. Thank you so much for coming and sharing some time with me. Disregard if you see hubby in the background working, making our backyard oh so much more beautiful. That's why I am inside under the shade where apparently the sun does not want to hit me, so I look like darkness. But I wanted to come and share this message with you all real quick while baby's taking a nap. I'm watching him now. Okay, he was just moving. All right, cool. Because I had this thought. I've had these thoughts for the past couple of days, and then I heard something that triggered it again, and I was like, yeah, this would be the perfect spiritual soul day to come share with the wealthy family, especially since I didn't upload on Thursday. I'm sorry. Um, so I wanted to talk about how to have a healthy fear of God. Now, when most people hear healthy and fear, they do not put those two things together, right? How can fear be healthy? But if you know the connotation behind the sentence, you will be able to decipher a little bit deeper, okay? Now, when I was growing up, when I was young, growing up as a Jehovah Witness, my mom tried very hard to instill the principles of the Bible, of the teachings of the religion in my heart. And as hard as she tried, I tried even harder to go against the machine, right? To ask all the questions. I've told you all many times, I've had many people tell me, you ask a lot of questions, you're asking me too much, you dig into too much research. What do you do? Just go with the flow. And it led me to the path that I'm on now. But one of the things that she always used to tell me or try to like follow up, kind of like, I don't know if it was a backhand or what, but it was always, that's fine, you don't want to listen to me, you soon enough your forehead will be big enough for the angels to bust, right? Like the angels were God's goons that was coming through to drop a reckoning on anybody who stepped out of line. And she was like, it's not my responsibility. After you get to a certain age, how you want to behave, the angels will just kill you in Armageddon. F it, right? And that was a fear that I always had, that I kept near and dear to me, right? I was afraid to die. I was afraid to do things that was displeasing to God. But at the end of the day, I was more afraid of displeasing myself. And that is what the healthy fear is. See, being told that God is a jealous God, and you should fear the only true God, and all these other stuff, right? The world is coming to an end. If you're good, you go to heaven. If you're horrible, you burn in hell, or you'll never be resurrected, or whatever fear tactics they try to tell you. They always say fear and put that negative, shadowy, dark connotation, like how I was looking dark and blurry in the beginning of this video. Like they try to make it that the prominent energy because it's suffocating. It stifles your light. Okay? Fear is, it's easier to keep a person in constant fear, to control them, because it lowers their light. It lowers your inhibition. And by definition, right? God is not a dark individual or being, right? God is that of light. So if you are riddled with fear of displeasing this God, then you're not looking to serve the God of light, which is the good and gracious and wonderful, loving God, but the God over fear. Fear in itself is its own entity, it is its own energy, it is its own God. Okay? So, having a healthy fear of God is such an oxymoron. Okay? The only way you can have a healthy fear is knowing that this thing can cause you to be afraid. This thing can cause a deep emotional response on a level that can be coinciding with fear, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be fear, but this entity, this thing of displeasing, this being is so encumbersome upon you. It makes you so afraid. It's like, I have to walk in this path, this straight and narrow, not go sideways or look off to the side, right? I was always told the road to life is long and narrow, and the road to destruction is wide, right? So many people can go on that, but the road of life, it's hard, it's destitute, it's narrow. Not many people can fit on it, right? It's just enough for you to walk single file, right? Because if you go off to the side, then you get hit with thorns and brushes and broken glass, all types of stuff. And I'm like, well, damn, right? So there's a lot of things that go into play with that healthy fear. But when you are afraid of displeasing yourself, when you're afraid of not living up to your own potential, when you're afraid of living someone else's life, when you're afraid that you're going to wake up and hate yourself one day, or you wake up and you find that you do hate yourself every day, that is the only fear that is healthy. Okay, because it causes you to reevaluate. It snaps you back into, holy crap, what am I doing? What have I become? Where am I now? What is going on? Okay, so having a healthy fear of a God outside of you, right? A God of a religion, or even a spirituality, right? Having a healthy fear of getting off the spiritual path or not coming into your spiritual gifts. There's nothing healthy about that at all. Okay, and you are allowing yourself to succumb to the energy of this fear entity, of this fear being, and that's not the being that you want to be in collusion with, right? Collusion, that's a word that's going on, right? But you don't want to be in bed, or you don't want to be in close connection with this entity of fear, because if you have ever felt afraid, like truly afraid, I have felt that. And if you've ever felt that, if you've ever been in that situation where you are afraid of your life, you don't know how things are going to play out, you don't know what is going to happen, you don't know how you're going to get out of this situation, it is such a disparaging feeling, and it is so tightening. Sometimes you wish to just die instead of having to go through the thing that you're going through. That is not an energy that you want to be in for a very long time. And to live in a perpetual state. You know, there's schools that's like the perpetual school, or the school of Our Lady Perpetuity. Like that word, a constant, but it's like it's hyper inflated. It's whew, to be in that fear constantly, perpetually, is not something you wanna be in or be on. It is horrible. It's horrible. Just talking about it made my chest hurt. Okay? So, the only fear that is healthy is the fear of displeasing yourself. You are the God that you need to be afraid of displeasing. You are the goddess that you need to be afraid of waking up one day and things are not going um, the way you want them to go. Okay? That is the only fear that you need to be in healthy alignment with every day. Because thing, the worst thing is waking up one day. Sorry, me being dark is really aggravating me. The worst thing, and that's not helping me either. I wanted to make sure that you all could catch my drift when I said this, right? But the worst thing for a person to go through is when they transition and they see all the potential that they had, all the dreams that they ignored, all the ideas that they buried and took with them into another life cycle play out in front of them, and thinking, damn, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But by then, it's too late. It's not too late right now. If you're watching this video with me, it's not too late for you to change things around and change the fear that you hold within you. It's only too late after you transition and you're seeing the replay of all your potentials. Don't wait until it's too late. Okay? Don't take your ideas with you to the graveyard. That's where most dreams die. And that's where most inventions and that's where most good intentions reside are in the graveyard with the bones of the people that they came to, because this person was afraid of the wrong thing. Got to get your priorities together. And today's a good day to start. Okay, wealthy family, that's all that I have for you today. Just want to pop in real quick. I will check y'all out tomorrow for our Mindset Monday. And then we are traveling this coming week, so we'll have a couple different locations for you. You probably won't see those videos until next week. Not this week coming, but next week. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited for that. All right. I love you all. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.